Hi guys, this is Krista and it's Painting with Krista. I am going to teach you how to paint tablecloths, and today we are starting with a cat tablecloth. When you buy your tablecloth, you will also find on the back of it ideas on the colors and how to. So this is a nice tablecloth, very bright. So we're going to get started. I have already started with the first cat. As you can see, I have started with the orange and yellow cat, but I will do a step by step for the next one. So we are going to do the green cat next. I'm going to be using a mixture of colors, rave green, lime green and bright green, that I will blend to get to the colors that they have similar on the picture. The one piece that's defrosted you can use, the rest I'll need for tonight. It's frozen.
No, I mean, you left your cherry.
It's frozen.
Yeah.
For tonight. I'm defrosting it.
Okay.
Before we get started, I would recommend that you use old clothes or even a napkin just to protect your clothes, as the paint is very difficult to get on once it is on your clothes. So let's get started. I hope you can see that. So I'm going to start off with my lime green. We start off in a small area, working our way out. Long strokes like that. I'm now going to start blending the rave green, and I always use my fingers just so we get that nice blend and it's not a distinct color change where you can see the line where you've changed colors like this, and just blend it. I like using Aquatex as my paint. I find that they are the best that I've used. So as we get into the rest of the body, I think it would be nice to now put in a little bit of my bright green and try and blend that as well. And there you go. Leg is done. So I'm going a little bit darker Now working towards the other leg, we want to go lighter again. So the pictures that you get when you buy your tablecloths are always just an indication of what you can paint and the colors that they've used, but obviously you can be as creative as you like. You can use any colors that you like. So now I'm switching back to my lime green, and again we're just going to blend the colors. You'll often see when you paint that you get these strokes that you can see. Again, just use your finger and smooth it all out so it looks nice and smooth and you can't see all those paint strokes. So from the picture, it looks like this whole area is shaded with the darker green. So what I'm doing is I'm going to paint with the rave green first, and then we will be using the darker or the bright green to go over this area so we can try and do the shading. So just dip it into my green, and then we use our finger to blend it. So you can see it's smooth, you can't see those strokes of the paintbrush. If you want it darker, just add a bit more green and just blend. Right. And then we're carrying on with the lighter green color. So I'm going to add a bit more shading around the bottom of the cat. So I've done my lighter color, and then I'm just adding just a line like this on the bottom, just to bring it out a little bit. So another thing that I've learned painting is if you look at the angle where I'm painting, always be careful that your hand doesn't touch the cloth, because as you're going to put it down with the wet paint, you're going to have the wet paint all over your tablecloth. So you can see where I started painting, the color is starting to dry, and if it looks too pale, you can always do a second coat. So it will last longer, it won't wash out as quickly. Yeah, and you want the colors nice and bright. So the face, we're going to do exactly the same colors, maybe just highlighting it with darker green on the chin area, but trying to keep the colors more or less the same. So this area, I think we can do a little bit darker. Taking lighter color again, just to blend it. Here we go. So again, we're just going to add some shading here, just to break the color a little bit. So I'm rinsing my paintbrush because I would like to use the lime green color for the cheeks. So again, I'll try and blend it in a little bit better. And that's it. Face is done. So we're starting with the ears, and we do the same thing, except the inside of the ears, we're going to paint a different color. We're going to add a darker color on the tip of the ear. Let's do the other ear. Don't know if you can see that. It's just like coloring in darker green just on the tips. There we go. So I'm using violet for this piece of the ear, just because it's a strong contrast and it will blend nicely with the green. For the inside piece, I'll use a rave blue color. But I'll wait for the purple to dry first in case it runs. So I'm doing a bit more blending on the flowers. So I just do the violet halfway through the flower. I dip my paintbrush in the rave blue and just fill it in so you get that effect. Just adds a bit of shading. Okay. So I've done a couple of more of the purple flowers. I'm not sure if you could see the shading from this view, but one or two more to go and then I'm done with the flowers.